2015, Shipwaves International Logistics Solution Provider is Asia's first digital freight forwarder. To tell us more about it, I'll call upon the man. I'd like to invite Anish Aziz. Anish, look forward to hearing all about Shipways Online Private Limited. We are not able to hear you. Yes, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sriram. Thank you for this great opportunity and to showcase Shipwaves through TIE. My name is Anish Aziz, and I am the business head for enterprise solutions. Mr. Abid Ali was supposed to join the session, but unfortunately he got tied up with some other call. Yeah. So to talk about Shipwaves, as what Sriram mentioned, we started in the year 2015, and we are one of the earliest and Asia's first digital freight forwarding company. And we use this technology. We are a technology-based logistics service provider, in fact. Yeah. And our platform uses cutting-edge technologies, artificial intelligence, and blockchain to provide solutions as well as to serve our customers. Yeah, and we help the customers to streamline the logistics process from getting the rates till delivery using technology. And our customers ranges from Fortune 500s to small and medium enterprises across various segments like FMCG, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing. And we are currently present in India and UAE, and we are in the plan of expansion by establishing in Saudi Arabia, Oman, along with Africa by 2021. And we are currently promoted by India's #1 fish meal manufacturing and exporting group called Mukha Seafood Group. And we are now open for the Series A funding, through which we are very hopeful and ambitious enough to move to the next level and go global completely. And about recognitions, I should say this, that we were awarded as the logistics startup of the year in 2018 in Dubai, and we were nominated as a finalist in the enterprise solutions category for the National Startup Awards by the Government of India. And these recognitions actually encouraged us and made us more stronger to move to the next level, in fact. And we are very hopeful because that during COVID time we saw an amazing growth because of the technology that we use to serve the customers. Yeah, starting from instantly, because we call ourselves as the fingertips logistics company because we help the customers to streamline their logistics process, and handle their logistics requirements using technology in fingertips, in their mobile phones, or using dashboards in their system, sitting anywhere in the world. So this is what I want to talk about, Shipwaves. I know I'm very brief, but I thought I will talk very brief and crisp and clear. And you can reach us at mgmt@shipwaves.com. Yeah, for any further clarifications. You're on mute, I believe.
Right back at you. Thank you so much, Anish, for those lovely insights and giving us a peek into Shipwaves. Feel free to connect with Anish as well. Anish, I request you to leave your profile on the open mic desk so folks can connect with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our next startup, who is going to be giving us a peek into their company. We have with us Sanchita Mukherjee, who's going to be talking about Rigil Bioenviron Solutions Private Limited. To tell you a little bit about Rigil Bioenviron, this organization is truly one of the most trusted startup organizations in the field of biotechnology, specific to biopolymers, biochemicals, and environment. Let's go over to Sanchita Mukherjee. Sanchita, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I am Sanchita Mukherjee. I am co-founder of Rigil Bioenviron Solutions Private Limited. I am delighted to share our business idea and goals in front of such a great audience. Thanks, TIE, for this opportunity. We are a startup in the field of biotechnology in India, venturing into biopolymers, biochemicals, and environment. Our aim is to valorize organic waste to various value-added products such as biopolymer production, biomethanation and bio-CNG production, value recovery from organic waste. And let me tell us about our team. We are a team of Oracle of bioprocess engineer, plastic engineer, and biotechnologist, and also with a process patent granted in 2017. Let me talk about our current ventures. Rigel is presently working on a technology scale-up project, which is to produce PHA bioplastic from agro wastewater. We have received prestigious BIRAC Big 16 grant from DST Government of India recently for the prototype scale-up of this state-of-art technology, which is already patented and have a low cost of production. The process also advocates for carbon sequestration and low carbon footprint, and that will yield a green plastic concept. This next generation bioplastic PHA, that is polyhydroxyalkanoate, is 100% biodegradable and having very good similarity and in properties with polypropylene, that is the conventional plastic. Presently, PHA is being produced from pure substrate, but at increased production cost, and we promise to produce it from waste. The proposed process is widely versatile, can be adapted for various waste or wastewaters like waste potato grains, food processing, dairy, agrochemical, brewery, vegetable oil, grain-based distillery effluent, sewage, etc. Thus having a very high ROI from wastewater treatment facility. Otherwise, this kind of wastewater treatment facility is a sunk cost for any industry. We look forward for investors for financial support up to 50 crores to elevate this technology to commercial demo plants level, along with handholding to set up specific agro waste to biopolymer production plants. And we will be very happy to if you can reach us, and please reach us at www.rigelgroup.in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanchita, for that wonderful presentation and communicating and giving us a peek into Rigel. That was fantastic. Thank you so very much. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you do connect with Sanchita. Here's wishing you the very best for the year 2021 as well. On the open mic forum, now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next company who will take us through their journey. We all wish to be environment friendly. What if I tell you that paper straws that we've all been stressing so much about is not 100% eco-friendly? That's right. I believe it's not. With increasing awareness against plastic, many governments started imposing ban on single-use plastic items, including plastic drinking straws. And right now, the closest alternative being a paper straw, which is not 100% eco-friendly, as it has petroleum wax coating, and besides trees being cut to make paper as well. Let's take a look at the alternative to this. To tell us more, we have with us Mr. Manikandan Kumarappa, who is going to be taking us through Evolgia EcoCare Private Limited. Over to you, Manikandan.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Sriram. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Manikandan, founder of Evolgia EcoCare, a Bangalore-based startup involved in making 100% eco-friendly products. And our first product is leafy straws, which are single-use organic drinking straws made out of agricultural waste, that is a fallen dried coconut palm leaves. And if you see the straws, right now the major selling straws is plastic, and the single-use drinking straw industries is about $2 billion annually, actually. And the paper straws, as Mr. Sriram explained, have their own share of issues. There are few other organic straws like bamboo or hay. Again, they are having their own share of issues. They are not, functionally well suited, or the size is too big and they are very costly, actually. So we have come up with an alternative, and it's called the leafy straws. They are made out of fallen dried coconut palm leaves, which are available abundant throughout the year in all over the South India, actually. And the leafy straws have major advantages. One is it is made out of abundantly available agricultural waste, and it is also eradicating plastic pollution. And this agricultural waste I am talking about is actually currently being burnt out as totally discarded as waste, actually. And the USPs of leafy straws are functionally they are very, very good. In fact, they can match plastic straws in every aspect. And we also have a specific version of leafy straw which can function as a Tetra Pak straw, because they have they have the strength to pierce the Tetra Pak cartons. And as I told, this is patented. Our patent is already granted in India. We have applied patent in countries like Malaysia, UK, US, Canada, and Australia. And our straws are approved by US FDA, Health Canada, and also European Union for direct food compliance. We have resellers already appointed in 4 countries. And due to COVID, right now we are doing a little slow, but as per our customers' feedback, we are looking for a very, very good and multiple growth in the years to come. And the production process is very simple, and the raw material is available abundant. So this is very highly scalable. And apart from that, it is also having a social impact actually. So we are involving women from rural community, and we are also producing in a cooperative model. So it also has a very good social impact. And overall, we have raised about 1.7 crores already in the form of both grant as well as seed investments. And we are looking at a revenue of 10 crore in the FY 21-22. And yes, we are looking for investment to fast track our growth. In fact, we have to multiply the production because the demand we have already generated is very huge. To meet the demand, we really have to fast track and then multiply the production. We are working on automation to increase the production apart from increasing the production capacity. And we are also working on R&D to introduce other eco-friendly products in similar concepts like cups and takeaway container boxes. And so far, we have won very prestigious awards, including the Global Climate Launchpad Winner Award, CII Top Manufacturing Startup Award, and Big Leap 2020 Award, and Circular Innovation Jam Award. So many awards we have received just to, kind of add to our credibility. And thank you, gentlemen, for listening to us. And we look forward for investors who can kind of join us to take us forward. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Manikandan, for that presentation, and congratulations on the prestigious awards as well as coming out with so many interesting SKUs as well. Feel free to connect with Mr. Manikandan as well. I request all our speakers here to leave your profile in the open mic desk so folks can connect with you as the day goes on. We have plenty more interesting startups who are going to be taking the stage on the open mic forum. Good to have you back with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are just getting started. We have plenty more amazing stories to be told on this forum of the open mic on TIE Global Summit 2020. That's happening on the virtual front this time around. So it is going global and world over, and we have so many folks joining us from different parts of the world. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Deepak Rathore, all the way from Ahmedabad, a civil engineer by profession, doing his own business right now in the construction industry. Let's hear it from Deepak Rathore.
Hello and greetings of the day to all the concerned members. I have divided my presentation into 4 parts: the expanse and the background, second, the undone, third, what I will do. Now, in expanse and background, the Indian construction industry is projected to $2.1 trillion US by 2024 to 2030, with and projected as the 3rd largest construction sector in the entire world by 2024. With these kinds of investments, there would be lakhs of architects, contractors, sub-vendors, material suppliers, interior designers working on these projects in different fields like civil, electrical, mechanical, HVAC, decor, furnishing, cement industries. All these sectors coming together at one stage and would always work for some or the other projected in hand. Secondly, there are a number of giant industries, contractors in the construction industry who take projects all over the India and look out for sub-tenders and subcontractors in other states so that they can procure these contractors as a sub-vendor through a brokerage system. Third, there are almost 7.5 to 8 CR industries running in India, which require crores of trusted and trained manpower laborers working from them in order to run their businesses. These laborers are supplied by specific people only located in that sector itself. Next, there are thousands of NRI properties that are being held and lying for renovations, but they are not, these NRIs are not getting trusted partners in order to overcome or trust or for their properties to renovate or work on them. All these professionals and all these end users are away from each other, as they are not getting a perfect platform globally to connect with each other. Now the undone, second part, that is undone. Till date, there is not a single platform in India that has been created so that which makes these end users, millions of Indians end users, and these lakhs of professionals sit on a single table and share directly with each other their requirements, and these professionals sharing their requirements and portfolios internally with each other in order to grow their business internally and with the end user. This has been the main problem. Third, what I am going to do, we will create a app and a website application where each and every entity related to the construction industry would be held and portfolioized in a better way and scrutified and in a very professional manner, and directly connected to the end user and connected internally, so that the circle is complete and everybody is connected to everyone. We don't have to rely only on references and mouth publicity. In this option, there would be 4 types of earning systems. One is commission basis, second is subscription basis, third would be service basis, and fourth would be internal ad revenue generation. This system is not only dependent on a single earning basis, as there would be brokerages, there would be subscriptions, there would be NRI properties, the services to whom which will be providing directly on trusted basis. We would be procuring manpower to the industries from all around India, because with bigger industries, the manpower is increasing, and manpower suppliers have a limit of say 100, 500, not more than that. With Atmanirbhar Bharat coming into existence and multinationals coming into India, there would be a requirement of thousands and thousands of work trained laborers at a stage and in a single hand. So this platform would create a global system where the industries would be directly connected with the end users also, and industries connected to the laborers also, or manpower suppliers also. So this is an entire system where the construction industry would be completing its entire circle through a web-based application. So I'm looking out for investors to bid on my project and start up. Thanks a lot for your time. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Soaring new heights in the construction industry and doing things in a new manner. We wish you the very best, and make sure you do connect with all the industry leaders. We have so many speakers who are here as well on this very platform. We forge ahead on the open mic forum. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we go into the world of advertising. You always find it so very fascinating, but this is a company that is developing a bridge between advertisers and consumers for digital advertising. The platform is a mobile application based platform with the perspective of entertainment, learning, and monetary benefits. What else there is to it? Let's find out from FAQ's e-commerce. We have Hardik Majitia. Hardik Majitia, over to you, Hardik. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shriramji. First of all, I would like to thank Open My Global for giving me this opportunity. My name is Hardik. Again, I would like to say Hardik Majitia. I'm Managing Director of FAQS E-Commerce Limited. FAQS is an advertising company. We all know Just Dial, right? Just Dial, where Amitabh Bachchan is brand ambassador. So that company, Just Dial, is our role model company. Our company is developing a bridge between advertiser and viewer and consumer by the mode of digital advertisement. We have already created a mobile application and enrolled thousands of people in this application. Now here, in this application, business owner can list their business totally free of cost. So we are more focusing on video advertisement. How we are differing from others, like our business, in this business or in this application, business owner can boost their video advertisement. Like they can, you can say our uniqueness, our USP is like a viewer as a consumer can earn money by just watching advertisement. Viewer will get an opportunity to earn 5 types of income. Like when they download the application, number one, that is downloading income. So when they download the application, they will earn income. While referring, when they refer that application to other person, they will again earn income. And the main feature, that is video advertisement watching income. By just watching and giving correct answer to the questions related to advertisement, like we will ask you small questions related to advertisement, where what is the color of the shirt of that model? If he says red color, it's the correct answer. You earn 10 rupees, you turn 50 rupees. So overall, you can say viewer can earn 30,000 rupees per month by just watching advertisement. And the fourth income is royalty income. A person who is referring to other person will earn 1% royalty income of referred person earning. And the fifth one is advertisement with us. Like if a viewer will upload any advertisement and bring an advertisement to us, we will share 2% commission to them. Now, what is the benefit of advertiser? They will get genuine viewer who will not skip their ad, who will not, skip and, he will get a total genuine viewer, because viewer will have to answer a correct question or a correct answer. And the second benefit is like an advertiser is where advertiser will get detailed data, or you can say a detailed understanding of their viewer. And the advertiser get one more benefit, that is flexibility of pricing change, or you can say where every hour they can change their price. They can change a runtime schedule as well. They can modify the questions or keep a survey kind of question. So overall, you can say we are going to create a lot of employment in India, and the advertiser will get KYC viewers, KYC, total KYC viewers, genuine viewers. So our projection is like 250 crores, and we are ready to dilute a 10% sec, that is 25 CR. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hardik. As the world of multimedia is only exploding, more and more individuals are becoming programmers of their own channel, and advertising definitely plays a big and vital role. And here you guys are coming out with the most innovative of models. We wish you the very best for the future, for the year 2021 to come. Thank you once again for taking us through FAQs and all the exciting things that are happening there. Ladies and gentlemen, on this open mic forum now, we move ahead with our next startup. To tell you a little bit about our next startup, RUSBM Studio. And this actually stands for Rethinking Urban Sustainable Built Masses. What's this all about? Let me the founder, architect of RUSBM Studio. We have Riazul Samad bin Mohammed. Over to you, Riaz.
Thank you to introduce me to this great platform. I am start this particular startup as nowadays that globalization and urbanization is taking the place. Cities are becoming more unsustainable in terms of manner of the planning. So in 2017, I came up with an idea where the different segment of the society will collaborate to produce a sustainable design. So at the starting point, I started this particular startup with collaborating with our local planner and the politician. Now we have more than 50 collaborators with us, and we deliver more than 100 projects in terms of sustainable development around the cities. We deliver improvement of the slum and several residences or city beautification. We produce a Kochi city master planning, and we are doing this kind of project where we sit on the round table and we collaborate with different stakeholders like doctor, engineers, and lawyer, policemen, teachers, vendors, and different part of society to come up with a sustainable design, what kind of cities they are looking in terms of future. Because nowadays that the architecture domain is plain standalone. So some people sit in the AC room and think that what cities should look like to the people who are going to live in that particular environment. So my startup is just oppose of that particular thing, that I call that different people from different segment of society and ask for their idea, what kind of development they are seeking for, and what type of spaces they are want to live, and what type of places. So as you know that as per United Nations report, that more than 70% people are living in the cities nowadays. So by the 2050, around 90% people are living in the cities. So there is another report with the United Nations, then people are living in the cities are becoming more uh, uh, depression, anxious due to the work pressure and other things, and the built environment. They are not prone to the nature and the celebration type of thing. So this kind of lacking, I came up with the idea that we will incorporate a different segment of society. So how that they will collaborate to create this particular cities a better place for everyone. So nowadays I am working with Cochin government, Cochin mayor for the metropolitan planning of the Cochin city, how that Cochin city will be become till 2020, and what kind of social infrastructure we have to introduce to increase the happiness index beside the GDP or per capita index. So we are working on the happiness and the sustainability and in this kind of environment. This is my start.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much, Riazul, and congratulations. All eyes on Cochin, and we will be keeping a track of the happiness index in Cochin, of course, along with other parameters. That was fantastic. Thank you for giving us a peek into your startup. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our next
Thank you.
startup already on our lineup, ready to go and interact with you on our platform right here. Net Ventures caters to enterprise IT domains, including networks, video, security, cloud, and data center. Whenever we do speak about technology and IT, there is a certain concern about brain drain. What exactly is going to be addressed on this very forum? Let's take a look. I'd like to invite Sri Balla to talk about netventures.com. Over to you, Sri.
Hello.
Yes, Sri, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Sri Bala, and the website is called netventures.com. So basically, we deal with enterprise IT, including security, networks, data center tech, not data center because it's high capex, DevOps, automation, and 60 plus other products and services. So basically, we use an open source model, both in terms of software and hardware. Hardware is open source hardware or white box hardware is used in, let's say, Facebook data centers, Google data centers, etc. And Facebook also has a R&D organization for open spec. So basically, open source greatly benefits the SME segments where the requirements are not too complex, etc. And there is no vendor lock-in, and you don't have to go through the 3-year mandatory cycles. And we also follow open group model or collaboration model, in the sense that if you are an open source contributor and your software or firmware is being used by our customers, you get paid, as simple as that. And also we deal with deep tech and we also try to interact with the government regarding tech policies. For example, recently we had a Netflix event, right? Streamfest. So basically, just like, cigarettes are, injurious to health. Similarly, movie streaming in 4K and 1080p is injurious to the existing networks, where, it takes a toll on the networks. And, I was getting, bottlenecked when those between those 2 days. So basically, we deal with, there are tech solutions available, like, for example, on the network side, we have PIM, design solutions, etc. So what needs to be done is that, we have to take it to the policy level, etc. Because what works in other countries may or may not work in, Indian context. So we need to apply solutions, based on the environment and Indian needs. And also, last but the least, We also do R&D. We work on the chip level, and we also trying to build the next generation data center models, etc. So just wanted to say thank you very much. And we are at the IP filing and the seed stage. Thanks a lot, folks. That's it for now.
Thank you so much, Shri, for that wonderful presentation. And here's wishing you the very best for the exciting year to come up ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our next startup. We have with us Pradeep Chandra. Pradeep, of course, is involved with HelpX, that's targeted at helping a person in distress through social policing along with law enforcement agencies. We're all dying to know more. Over to you, Pradeep.
Thank you so much, Sriram. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pradeep Chandra Behra, and I am the founder of Numel Solutions Private Limited. And we are primarily into industrial IoT and artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions. As rightly said by our IT minister, Mr. K.T. Ramarao Garu, earlier when Thai Global started, he mentioned that every technology solution should have some kind of a societal impact. Now, with that same ideology that technology basically has to have societal impact, we started doing our research and development, and there we came across something which was always impending. The biggest thing is population. It keeps on growing day by day, and along with the population, we also have crime and people who are in distress, not able to receive the kind of help that they might have to. So with that, basically, we came up with a solution called HelpX. So HelpX is designed to be an innovative model as a disruptive technology that can help any person in distress get immediate help with just the press of a button. So we have built a small SOS button inside the application, which when pressed would radiate a reverse geofence. It will create a reverse geofence technology. Unlike the regular geofence technology by Google, we have designed a new invention whereby it transmits a signal to people close to your vicinity. So for example, a person who has had a heart stroke would press a button, and a person who is maybe just 10 meters away would be able to see that there is somebody in distress, and upon either accepting or rejecting, he would be able to see that the other person is just about 10 meters away, and the entire situation can be streamed live, which means you have a video conference. At the same time, you also have a live map view of multiple helpers coming to your rescue. Now, this kind of a technology has been adapted with a fleet of autonomous drones, which would automatically create a waypoint themselves, and then come to the location from where the signal has come in and start recording the entire incident, which could later be produced as an evidence for the Justice Department. I think most of us agree that this has always been a long pending solution that we needed at least. Now, apart from this, we also have one more feature built into this application, which is known as the Inform feature, where a teenager, when starts going to his school, or basically a working woman who goes to her office, would be able to just click on a single button, giving her destination, and their emergency contacts keep receiving her location and whereabouts every 5 minutes. If in case there is no waypoint that she has created, and if they have gone away from the location, then it would automatically create a video conference with the emergency contacts, thereby enabling instant contact. We felt that there should be privacy between the users, but again, it should not basically be nagging. So that's the second feature. And the third is basically of the crimes are not reported due to various facts. I'm very sure that most of us, even if we see that there is a problem, we just ignore it, because we know that if we report it to the police, and again, you have to run back to the police station, you're called 100 times. Now, what we have done is we have created a report feature whereby at just a click of a button, you can either record or take a snapshot of what was happening right in front of you, and you can directly submit it anonymously to the police control room. Okay, so these are some of the main features of this application. And the best part of it is, in the age of huge servers, about big data and open cloud systems, we have built this system to be a peer-to-peer based system. It does not belong to any kind of a server. It is a purely serverless computing model. And we would love to basically have more mentorship and more investor guidance on this application, and see that this kind of disruptive solution be basically or primarily be adapted by the governments more than any private sector. So we have come up with various business models through which you can basically have a lot of intuition into how this solution can be forayed into various solutions. And I guess that would be it for now. And thank you very much, Thai Global, for giving me an opportunity to address this. And I thank everyone who's around, because I cannot see anyone anyway. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so very much, Pradeep. You may not be able to see everyone, but you truly are reaching out to plenty of people. And we certainly have a fair idea about your company and how we can definitely bet on technology for our safety. And your company is truly forging the way. Thank you once again, Pradeep, for that.
Thank you, Sriram.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our next company, which is Fruit Asia. Akshit Reddy is going to be taking us through how they deliver everything to the consumer's doorstep. They deliver fresh fruits and vegetables, organic fruits and vegetables, flowers for any occasion and festivals, fresh meat and seafood, groceries, dry fruits, seasonal fruits. Is there something you don't deliver? Let's find out from Akshit himself. Over to you, Akshit.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well during this pandemic time. Coming to my startup, it's been 5 months we started, and it's like we started delivering not only fruits, vegetables, coming to everything like flowers for the occasions, fruits, vegetables, fresh meat and seafood directly to the consumer's doorstep. So we started out in the month of August. Coming to like in the 3 months of our startup, we've registered as a company. Now we are Fruit Asia Private Limited, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fruit Asia Private Limited. So coming to this, and we collaborate with a number of companies like these service providers. We've till now collaborated with Tender Cuts, which is a meat service provider, and coming to Andhra Greens, which provides fresh fruits and vegetables directly from the farmers, and coming to other collaborations as well. So we focus on many aspects of delivery, such as fast delivery and coming to like no minimum order quantity and continuous availability of stock. So we partner with the local supermarket so that we have a continuous availability of stock. And coming to this. In these 5 months, our team has worked tremendously, gaining the customer support. Like all of these, like we had a customer executives, like yeah. So we have also aimed to improve our customers and taking feedback and criticism from them so that we can better ourselves in any way necessary. And then yeah, coming to this, we have for the growth of the company, we have also approached a number of companies to collaborate with. Till now, we have collaborated with a number of companies, and still we are on working to work. And in these 3 months of our startup, we had a turnover of 2.5 lakhs and gained a customer base that trusts us. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Akshit. It's nice to see, when we had the epidemic, it's we're seeing a lot of things coming to our doorsteps. We're seeing how, we're seeing a lot of developments in the consumer and agri space. So good to see that you're also part of people who try to bring about a change. Thank you so much and all the best. The next speaker
Thanks.
we have is Abhay Tandon. So Abhay is the director and head of Lowe's Innovation Labs. He's also a Forbes Technology Council member. You've been working with startups for a while, Abhay, and I think in the past you have also set up innovation in brewery, if I'm not mistaken. So it's you've worked so much with startups. You've had a lot of experience dealing with them, especially when looking at acceleration programs as well. So let us know more about what Lowe's Innovation Labs does and what can you bring on the table for the startups today. Thank you so much, Abhay.
Thank you so much, Ekta, for the kind introduction. So this is my third rodeo from a corporate innovation standpoint, third Fortune 50 or Fortune 40 company that I've been part of from a strategy and innovation standpoint. Over the last 8 years, I've been working closely with startups, which, earlier from a venture capital standpoint, then in a startup, and then for the last few years, 5, 6 years, I've been on the corporate innovation side. And that brings me to the point that, today, we talk about open innovation in the country, but we don't really challenge ourselves to really partner and build those synergies, right? And I'll give you a few examples before I start giving a reverse pitch to all of you today, right, about Lowe's Innovation Labs. What we typically see is that, startups tend to have generic problems, or certain set of problems when they partner with corporates. And the reason I say partner, it's because it's ideally a partner situation, right? And what I've realized over the last 5 or 6 years is that it's only now that we are trying to see paid POCs, for example, right? I remember in 2016 when I was voicing my opinion around why, as a large corporate, we could invest in startups, right? Not just from an investment against equity stake, but paying them for doing a POC with us, right? And I received a lot of internal flack saying that when startups are ready to work for free, why do you have to pay them? Which in my opinion was something which was fundamentally wrong from a corporate perspective. So I've tried to bring in a bunch of changes in the current program at Lowe's Innovation Labs, keeping that in mind, making sure that not only are we providing the most obvious of benefits to the startups, but something well above and beyond, trying to target some of the problems. So just to give you a sense of it, Lowe's Innovation Lab started in 2014 and has, at least in the initial years, was focused only on disruptive innovation. To give you an example, one of the most eccentric things that we did was to actually build our own in-house 3D printer and partnered with NASA to send it to International Space Station. And that was successful. And the next leg was to actually send it to Mars. We kind of retracted from there, saying that, we are just getting too ahead of ourselves and thinking about 20 years from now, but let's look at a combination of both incremental and disruptive innovation, right? And when I say incremental, things that are possible in the next 1 year to be applied to the organization by partnering with someone external. And disruptive is something which is 5 to 10 years from now. And we're doing a combination of both today. But when we started this in India earlier this year, we realized that there are fundamentally a few problems that I'm going to talk to you about. The first problem was that, all corporate accelerators today talk about providing cloud credits or any kind of freebies and so on and so forth. They provide workspace, that can really help you solve for the problem. But what they do not do is they do not provide you the flexibility to solve for a problem in the entirety of it, right? Or the problem statements are not clearly defined. So we set up a structure where we are looking at three things. We do a lot of internal prototyping as well, which gives us a sense of, what is the exact problem statement that we need to work with an external partner with. So that provides a lot of clarity to the startup upfront in terms of what is the corporate looking for to partner with them? What is the exact use case? How do we want to get, what's the final goal? What's the final outcome that we're looking at, right? And as we go, of course, we experiment and we try to solve for that. But with the prototyping team, we experiment, then come with a problem statement. Second thing is there's a very clear understanding with the business stakeholders. In a lot of cases, the startups who are listening to me today know that, when they work with corporates, a lot of times it's the innovation team that they partner with. And then after the POC is done, if it's successful also, business doesn't take interest in terms of scaling this up and giving them a full-fledged project or a full charter, right? And that is where a lot of time the ball drops, and that is ridiculous in my experience, because a startup is working, giving, let's say, 3 to 6 months of their time to solve for a particular problem, to show at a POC or MVP level that this they have the solution, and then it doesn't really scale up, and that is a waste of time for the startup, waste of resources for the startup as well as the corporate, as well as their time, right? And it's not resulting into anything meaningful. The corporates are not, the startups are not getting a large contract value. So we said that, our objective would not be to look at a POC or a proof of concept, but rather look at a larger picture and say that, our KPI, internal KPI, is not just successful execution of a POC, but rather productization and scale up of that solution into the organization. I can give you an example. One of the startups that we've been working for 2 years now in US, uh, it's a combination and amalgamation of LiDAR technology, AR, and video streaming. During the pandemic, we worked with them. The POC was successful, and we also deployed them at large, and we gave them a $10 million contract for the next 2 years. Now, this is actual business, right? When the startups are making money out of it at a POC. And so that's why we have a third team within innovation, which is focused on product management and engineering to club all these things together. And I'm sure a lot of you must have experienced this, that, a lot of large corporates have very archaic or old systems which do not talk well with the more modern tech stacks of the startups, right? And that's where the integration fails. So these kind of challenges, to deal with that, we have a complete rounded team whose job is to work with the startups end to end. So that's one. Second thing that I felt is that, we need to do paid POCs only. So we have a budget cut aside only for paid POC. That means if we are partnering with a startup, and we are currently partnered with 8 startups in the first year, and with all the 8 startups, the paid POC is not a standard payment, right? A standard commercials. What I mean by that is I see a lot of corporate programs today, corporate innovation programs or corporate accelerator programs today talk about standard $10,000 or $5,000 to every startup, right? This doesn't make sense, because if you're really trying to solve for a problem, each startup has a specific scope of work, and basis that scope of work, you then need to understand what are the commercials that are gonna come out of it, right? The commercials could be $5,000-$10,000, it could be $100,000, depending on the quantum of work and whether it's a plug and play solution, or it's a combination of co-creation or co-development of a solution, right? Where the cost even that is being borne by the startup and the effort and time that they're investing is a lot more. So, I can guarantee you there are very few programs in the country today who are looking at a paid POC model and specifically being open to changing the value from $10,000 to, let's say, $100,000, right? So we provide that flexibility also, depending upon how much work that we are partnering with a startup on. Third thing is that, we are stage agnostic, which means in US, for example, we work with very large players. We can work with a Facebook, a Microsoft, an Apple, a Google, etc. as well, to Fujitsu and so on and so forth, which are very, very large players, to startups who have raised a lot of money. For example, a Magic Leap, a Bossa Nova, a Brain Corp, a Boston Dynamics, and so on and so forth. These guys have raised a few $100 million to more than $1 billion as well, right? So at the same time, in India, my perspective was that when we were starting this entity in India, that why do we limit ourselves to startups of a particular stage, people who have raised a Series A, people who have raised a seed round, or people who are bootstrapped? If the intent is to solve for a problem, we should look across the spectrum and say that, listen, this is a 3 people team, very young. They've just incorporated their company, but their core capabilities are amazing, right? And with those capabilities, we should be able to co-develop a very interesting solution. So we work with a 3 people team. We work with a team which is bootstrapped completely after existing for 5 years. We work with a team who has raised up Series B or Series C as well. As long as we are able to figure out a unique proposition, a value proposition, we are happy to partner, right, with startups of any stage or size. Last thing, which is important, is that, we don't focus on specific sector. Although we are a Fortune 40 home improvement retailer or Fortune 40 retailer, we do not say that we want to work with only a retail tech solution partner, right? The reason I say that is a lot of our startups that we work with sometimes are ahead of the curve. Just to give you an example, in 2014, we launched consumer facing robots in our stores. No one in US, no other retailer had consumer facing robots. People were thinking about applying robots to warehousing. Even today, a lot of retailers have not done that. we had applied robotics or applications which are consumer facing in 2014. In 2015, we had a VR application. Again, in 2015, if you guys look back, 2015 VR was probably just being tested out, and that too from a gaming standpoint or a sports scenario, right? It had not even segued into real estate till 2017, and we had already deployed a VR solution for retail, which means that, if you're an interesting technology startup, we're going to look at you, we're going to have a discussion, and we're going to say that, hey, listen, you're applying your technology to maybe a bunch of different areas, but maybe we can partner together and apply that to retail as well. So we are open to any startup, right? Any technology startup which is doing something interesting. We can have a conversation and try to figure out how we can work together to solve problems. So those are the key points. But apart from that, what I would like to also add is, because we are a Fortune 40 company and we have a strong, very, very strong presence across US and Canada, we have more than 2,000 stores. Each store is about 120,000 to 150,000 square feet. So these are massive stores in US and Canada. Plus, we have more than 3 lakh people working globally at Lowe's, right? So we are doing a bunch of things. We have a top line 2019 of $75 billion. And unfortunately and fortunately, in the pandemic situation, being an essential retailer, our sales have gone through the sky roof, right? Our sales have been higher every day than on Black Friday on 2019. So business is thriving. We're looking for the right partners, and because of this strong presence in North America, we are also able to provide a very strong go-to-market for the startups that we work closely with. So these are a lot of benefits that I've spoken to you about. Of course, there's still some challenges that we are trying to solve for. One of the challenges that we have recently solved for is the legal contract. Every startup faces this issue where they're looking at how do we sign the typical large MSAs that corporates expect them to sign. And I had an internal battle to play as well, where I said, hey, listen, when you partner with the likes of Accenture or Infosys or Wipros of the world, they are large players. They sign those MSA. For a startup, a very young startup, making them sign a large MSA with all the restrictions and liabilities is ridiculous. So, Ekta, I just read your note. so you can probably second me on this, that this is the truth, right? That in a lot of large organizations, this is a problem, right? That they expect the startups to sign very restrictive clauses, and that hampers the spirit of innovation that we want to partner on, right? So we have tried to create a light touch accelerator agreement, which allows startups to start working with a corporate, and if this materializes into something very meaningful, then we do another contract, which is like a full-fledged contract, for example, the $10 million contract, right? So that goes through a proper MSA channel. But then we are at least open to start working with startups so that there's ease of working things out, as against spending 2 months to and fro to really solve and look at every clause and say, hey, listen, this is too restrictive, or there are too many liabilities on us, or you're just trying to bully a startup through your legal structure, right? So we have tried to remove a lot of these fallacies out of the system, and we are working with a combination of a lot of AI startups, as well as hyper reality, nanotechnology, IoT, and so on and so forth. So it's a good mix of technology that we are working on, and we would love to collaborate with more startups, as we go forward. So that's a little bit from my side that I wanted to share about Lowe's Innovation Labs. And I'll give you an interesting fun nugget, right? Our teams, when we say that, we are bringing in mentors, and I mean, all the accelerators talk about mentors and stuff, right? So it's not new, those cloud credits, the workspace and all that. But what I can say is that, we have a very robust team. We are a 55 people team across the globe on innovation. And in these 55 people, we have people, for example, someone who built the life support system of Dragon, the recent shuttle of SpaceX that went to ISS, right? He's part of our team now. We have another person who built the 3D battery, the hybrid battery infrastructure of Tesla cars. He's part of the team now. We have someone who pioneered the hyper reality or deep fakes or DVR. He was the one who actually created Paul Walker's image after Paul Walker tragically passed away before the Fast and Furious 7. He worked on creating Will I Am, the lead singer of Black Eyed Peas, his digital avatar, and so on and so forth, the Curious Case of Benjamin Button and all that. So we have a combination of people who are hardcore researchers, have a lot of patents. We have people who have come in from movie industries, people who come in from hardcore engineering like Walt Disney Engineering and so on and so forth into a team. And that is why they're able to work very closely with startup to guide them in terms of building something which is amazing together, right? So we look at our relationship with startups as a partnership, not like a vendor contract. So that's the differentiation that I would say, apart from the go-to-market and a bunch of other things that, when you work with us, we provide you a lot of, a lot of help around building products which are going to be scalable. Ekta, do I need to add something else, or do you think this is?
I think that was a fantastic session that you gave us. When we talk about collaboration, especially between industry and startups, you've added another dimension where you're talking about a multi-party collaboration, which is just not limited to size and scale, sector agnostic, which brings in, different people and platforms to create, things which we probably not imagined, because otherwise we're sitting in silos, we're looking at our industry with blinders on, like, a horse going for a walk. But when you open those blinders, the sky's the limit. So that was very interesting to note about it. And on legal contracts, the way they are and why they are, that's a long debate. And I think corporates need to self-introspect and saying, do we really need so much?
Exactly.
But that's a long discussion. But thank you so much, Abhay. It was wonderful to have you on this session. Our next speaker also is Avinash. Avinash is from Zaggle. He's the CEO and MD of Zaggle. From what I understand, Zaggle is the antidote for haggle. And you're trying to create seamless experiences and choice, flexibility to customers while they deal with the merchants and vendors, which I think happens every day. I think all of us deal with vendors in some form or the other. And you're trying to make our experience better. So thank you for that. And Avinash, more over to you to know more about your journey.
Thank you, Ekta. So happy to be here, and thank you for this opportunity for us to share our journey. And I want to have a very open chat of what we do, who are we, and then open it up for people to consider partnering with us on a variety of ways. So I'm just going to try and share my screen. If technology works, can I do that? So I'm going to just talk about what we do and who we are. And so we are a B2B fintech company digitizing spends to drive growth and unlock value. Today, we work with over 4,000 customers, over 10,000 merchants, 5 million users, and we have about 200 employees. We have a bunch of relationships with banks and networks. There are a whole host of awards that we've won. The most recent one was the Best FinTech Corporate Innovation Program Award from Economic Times. And these are some of our customers that we work with, a lot of enterprise customers. The reason why I'm sharing with the group and startups here is we have access and connections with all these companies. And if you have some interesting ways to plug your solution into our platform, because we are a B2B fintech SaaS platform. And if there's some way to, sort of partner, then we are in a position to take your solution to brands like these, right? We also have strategic partnerships with a bunch of banks, networks, Yatra.com, and a bunch of other partnerships. But the biggest logos are logos like DBS Bank, NPCI, Visa, Yes Bank, ICICI, IndusInd, RBL. And again, because they are strategic partners with us, if you have an interesting solution which we can leverage, then you could potentially use that to connect with, say, an ICICI Bank or NPCI. The most interesting thing that we're doing is the the launch of a very innovative business credit card, which is called the Founders Card. This we have incubated in our sister concern called Zigzug. And Zigzug overall is a SME neobanking platform. And the first launch in the Zigzug portfolio is the Founders Card, which is a card, as the name says, is for founders of startups and founders of SMEs, targeting their business expenses. Very unique value proposition curated for founders and CEOs of startups and SMEs, right? So A, a lot of you would be audience, but B, you could have solutions which you could help us further enhance this product. This is probably 30 to 60 days away from launch, a beta launch. And next quarter, you will see this product hopefully doing great stuff in the market. Yeah. So very briefly, it's a credit card helping SMEs and startups, with their cash flow. And we have a revolver option. We have exclusive discounts, access, curated rewards. So a lot of stuff which you typically don't see in a business credit card. It's also Visa's first infinite metal business card in South Asia. So we have a deep partnership with Visa, and we are going to be the first card to be a business infinite card. Overall, the Zigzug platform, neobanking platform, has Founders Card, but also a current account solution, lending solutions. We have APAR management, which is accounts payable, accounts receivable, a lot of analytics and working capital management, as well as expense management software, which we have as our core solution in Zaggle. And being able to give access to a whole host of banks and banking solutions. Right? So coming to the traditional offerings of Zaggle, Zaggle has 3 lines of businesses: Edge, Propel, and Save. Edge is our network card platform solution, where we offer network cards like gift cards or reloadable cards, typically in partnership with Visa or RuPay, to a whole host of enterprise customers. Propel is our rewards and loyalty platform, and Save is our expense management platform, which allows businesses to manage their expenses, control their expenses, not only their employee expenses, but also their business expenses like petty cash, utility bills, any other expenses that a business may be incurring. Those can be tracked and controlled. So this is what I was talking to you about. We call it the Zaggle Save. It has very quick onboarding. It's all API driven, so the solution is very robust. It's easy to set up, and we have a card solution next to it, and it allows you to manage your expenses. So if you have a solution which allows you, for example, to help us with video KYC, we would be interested. We'd be interested in seeing how you do a digital KYC. We currently have something, but we are always looking for better ways of doing that. So do reach out to us. We also have instant reporting for employees, as I mentioned. We have an OCR technology that we use. It's pretty robust. It's also in partnership with an OCR provider. If you have a very robust OCR technology, we would be happy to look at what you have to offer and to compare the performance of the existing platform solution with yours. We have our own tweaks there, so we'll have to figure out how to customize it, but open to conversations. So by and large, customized offerings, safe and secure transactions, MISs. Again, if you have a very robust reporting tool which allows business reporting to happen, reach out to us. We want to understand. Focus on being compliant, cost-effective, and helping the client's workforce. This is our Propel is our loyalty platform and rewards platform, both for channel partners as well as employees. Again, a very large base of brands here, and largely helps in rewards and recognition, birthday solution, and birthday celebrations, specific campaigns, increase customer engagement, both for merchants as well as brands, and also for channel incentives. So we work with a lot of merchants to help them offer a variety of solutions to their users. The pandemic has impacted that a little bit, but overall, I think that's going to pick up in the coming months. Similar benefits, expertise, aggregation and integration, customized solutions, dedicated support, and we believe 100% satisfaction guarantee, right? So coming to the most important part of what I wanted to talk to you is where we see possible partnership opportunities. And we could look at all others that you may think make sense. We are open to conversations, but largely I would say it would be around analytics, business intelligence. If you have a very nice business intelligence tool that can plug into our software, that'd be great. We have a very strong fraud detection module, but we're always trying to figure out how to enhance that. And especially for our corporate credit card business, we are also looking for more innovative underscoring or underwriting models or software which allow for ways and means to underwrite. We are also looking at people who can provide us an invoicing module. If you have a very strong invoicing solution, please reach out to us, or say a GST filing, IT returns. We have a few HRMS integrations already with us, like Keka and a couple of others. But we are looking for more HRMS partners. If you have an HRMS solution which you think is really state of the art, we'd be happy to partner with you and take them to our both our enterprise customers as well as to our partner banks and in the ecosystem. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with the group, and look forward to hearing from the Thai community. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Avinash. That was very interesting how you've brought different elements of a platform. On one hand, you're dealing with companies and how they will make expense and other cash flow situations within a company easier in terms of a flow. And on the other hand, you're dealing with a banking platform for SMEs itself. And then you're also seeing that how you can collaborate with startups. In fact, Abhay was just mentioning about collaboration between industry and startups, to create value. And it was a beautiful thing that when he left off and you took over after that. So if startups do need to reach out to you, is there a way that they can communicate with you? We have event desk also where if you are on it, you could probably just flag it out that this is what you're looking for, so that people are, if they're interested, they can even reach out on the platform itself to you. You can set appointments on it as well. So that's one way you could use the platform that is there with the TGS itself to see if there are people that you would like to, if there are people who have an interest in what you're doing, or even the other way around.
So we have a kiosk here, a virtual kiosk in the Thai event. So anybody who is interested in partnering with us, please drop by to our virtual kiosk, and we would then be able to connect you with the correct teams, right? So it's Pavilion 3. That's where we are. So would love to hear from you guys. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Avinash. Lovely to hear you.
And happy to. Yeah. Thank you. Happy to co-create and collaborate.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you, Avinash from Zaggle, for that wonderful session. Ladies and gentlemen, as Avinash mentioned, I hope you have taken the time to scroll around the platform and check out everything we have to offer this time on the virtual platform. So it is a global event of sorts. Thank you once again for joining us. We now get back to the open mic session where we are getting to hear some wonderful stories from some incredible startups. And it truly is fantastic to witness this journey and how this startup has had its tremendous growth story being shared on this very platform. Now we go over to wonderful, beautiful Bhubaneswar, Odisha, where this startup truly has had an amazing growth story. Ladies and gentlemen, working on a new concept, that is contactless private restaurant in a private room. What exactly is this all about? Pi Rooms is the startup, and I'd like to invite Pintu Kumar Shah to take us through Pi Rooms. Over to you, Pintu.
Hello, am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I won't take much time because I believe if I am able to explain my words or feelings in few words, then I'm going in a right path. So, I'm Pintu. I'm the co-founder of Pyrooms, and we are a Bhubaneswar-based startup. We are working on a new concept, as you said, that is contactless private restaurant in a private room. The problem statement which we are solving here is that there is no specific place for youngsters, families, travelers, and for couples to organize a private get together or a place to hang out or chill. And most important is in their budget. So the solution which we are giving is we are converting the normal hotel rooms into a private restaurant by using and implementing our innovative ideas, uh, because it will cut down the cost of stay and we can get maximum profit from the food, and the hotel owner will also get double profit from the same room. And currently we are operating it as a pilot project in Bhubaneswar, and soon after having good traction and good results, we will be expanding to the globe, and definitely after the funding. So this much I want to say. And thank you, Ty, for providing us this platform, wonderful platform.
Thank you so much, Pintu, man of few words. And he did sum it up. And we wish you the very best for your journey, venturing out into a brand new forum and something that looks like the need of the hour. I'm sure a lot of youngsters would agree. And at the same time, we are in a contactless scenario that we are living in, the new normal. And Pintu certainly is striving towards that direction. Congratulations, and we once again wish you the very best. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next startup. We have Avik Chakravarti, who is going to be addressing this platform to tell you a little bit about Avik and his company, MagBiz. MagBiz aims to bring you the latest updates and developments in the world of entrepreneurs, startups, and business industries. Let's actually hand it over to Avik as he's waiting to tell us more. Over to you, Avik.
Thanks, Sriram, for such a warm welcome. And definitely, I would love to first thanks Ty for creating such an extraordinary e-meet session. So it's a very good concept. I definitely like it. So about MagBiz is all about, it's a business magazine where we are covering all the entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, their ideas, how their success stories, everything. Apart from this business thing, we are covering for all the industries. And apart from this, we also have targeted a untouched segment, which is the writers. So we have a lot of writers in our country and throughout the world, so whom actually they are not getting praised for their work. So we have created a platform for them where they can write whatever they want to write, whatever they want to express, and they can earn from that. Okay, by sharing and everything, they can earn from that. And also we are giving the opportunity where they can also get the job opportunity from big media houses as well. So in a contrary, I would like to mention one context which Mr. Abraham Lincoln has mentioned already, that you can't escape the responsibility of tomorrow by invading it today. So it's very true, because we at MagBiz work to build a foundation of trust and provide an extraordinary service, not only to our clients but also to the community on a whole. So we believe in working in a way that inspires towards others, I mean towards bringing others like a truly positive change to lead the global community. So it actually takes it to the success. So that's only about MagBiz, and that's it.
Thank you, Avik. We wish you the very best. Make sure you do leave your details. You can leave your profile in the open mic desk, so everyone who is joining us on the platform can connect with you, and the networking journey can definitely result in plenty of fruitful things. So we wish you the very best on that end. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the open mic forum. We now move on to our next starter. We have with us another interesting startup. This is Infuse India. To tell us about it, we have Vamshi Banot. Infuse is a dynamic pricing engine powered by machine learning. They de-risk companies setting wrong price as their algorithm takes various price for a product, learns on a real-time basis what price performing best, and converges it to optimum price. Let's find out more. Vamshi Banot, over to you. Yes, Vamshi, we can see you.
Sorry, I think I'm Vamsi Tamana.
Do we have Vamsi Banot who is joining us?
So we are just talking about, we have a Vamsi Tamana who's also on in US. And I think Vamsi, you're trying to be virtual for enterprises. Is
Yes,
that correct?
yes, that's correct.
And you have a virtual assistant by the name of Lisa. Our next speaker is Vamsi Tamana. So Vamsi Tamana is with Skillink USA, and they're building virtual assistant for enterprises. He has a virtual assistant by the name of Lisa. Interesting name. And I would like to know more from Vamsi about how this virtual assistant can actually, help and what it does, and more about his startup. Over to you, Vamsi.
Thank you. So, hey, thank you guys. My name is Vamsi Tamana, and I'm the co-founder of Skill. So what is Skill? Skill is all about building virtual assistants for enterprises. The vision of Skill is to build Lisa, which is our virtual assistant that engages customers to bring omni-channel experience using voice, text, video, chat, email, and all other customer channels. So I'd like to explain about 4 different products that we have under Lisa. And the first one is Lisa as a virtual assistant. The main difference between all the other virtual assistants which are out there in the market as well as Lisa is one is it is omni-channel. Lisa can interact with the customers using Teams, Skype, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, email, and chat. So the other second thing is it is multilingual, meaning we currently support 40 different languages. Lisa is able to understand all these 40 languages. You can start the conversation in English, and on the fly, you can change the conversation to Spanish, German, Hindi, Telugu, you name it. And then the third one, the main important thing is it is self-trainable. The customer who wants to use Lisa need not ask us to train Lisa. They can train by themselves and they can onboard Lisa within a matter of few minutes. And then the second one that I would like to talk about, second product that I would like to talk about is Lisa for email automation. There are many companies out there which are getting thousands of emails every day. So imagine a situation where I send an email to a bank that my last name to be updated. Currently, the process takes about 5 to 6 business days, whereas with Lisa, it takes just few seconds. Lisa would be able to read through all the emails, incoming emails to your customer service, respond back to them by creating a ticket, processing them, and also in case if it is not able to process them, it will classify them and then it will assign the ticket to the appropriate queue. And then the third one that I would like to talk about today is Lisa with Vision. There are many OCR providers that are out there in the market which extracts the information from the documents, but with an accuracy rate of 50 to 55% max. But with Lisa, using deep learning algorithms, we are promising 95 to 98% accuracy. And Lisa not only is able to extract the information from the PDF documents, it is also able to extract the information from the images taken by a mobile or CAD documents or papers, anything. And then the last one that I would like to talk about is Lisa for recruitment. Imagine a situation where you would like to interview 200 people. The current scenario is you need to open the resume, read through the resume, and then call them, interview them, schedule them, too much time consuming. So with Lisa, all you have to do is upload those 200 resumes to Lisa with the job description. It generates a meeting ID based on the job description and the resume, and then it will ask the candidate to take the interview within 48 hours. Once the interview is done, it will share the complete recording with the recruiter, including the feedback. It will be able to automatically analyze the feedback as well based on the responses given by the candidate. So thank you once again for giving me this opportunity, and please do visit skill.ai for more information. skil.ai for more information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vamsi. All the best on your journey, and for more development with Lisa. Our next speaker, Mr. Paneerselvam. So Mr. Paneerselvam wears, several hats. Not is he only an advisor to Niti Aayog. He's an advisor and mentor with T-Hub. You're a founder for Stakeholder Management Company. And the last, but something that resonates with me, you're a chief marketing advisor and head of strategy of Almond House. So when you talk about sweets, that's in especially with Hyderabad, Almond House is something which resonates in everybody who has a sweet tooth. So, but you've actually looked at strategy for over 15 years and through several in sector agnostic. So you've looked at consumers market, you've looked at marketing strategy, you've looked at branding and new product development as well. Love to hear about your journey and what you're doing with the multiple hats that you wear now. Over to you, Mr. Selva.
Great. First of all, thank you, Ms. Ekta. I think thank you for the entire TIE Global team for having me on this panel or this conversation. So yeah, we have multiple kind of straddle between multiple roles, but all of them that I enjoy and thoroughly as one underlying factor, which is basically working with the consumers, working with stakeholders, right? That's most important, especially in the given tough times that we have just coming out of. So three things that I would like to share in this conversation is one, we as entrepreneurs, we as mentors or facilitators of business, I think the most important thing is to share hope and be of mutual support to each other in the community in terms of the challenges that the industries have faced in the last 6 to 8 months. And needless to say that it's all looking up, and definitely the strategy is positive thinking, hope, and building on the foundations that the businesses have kind of been built on fundamentally working for stakeholder value, creation of stakeholder value. So that's something which is very, very critical. And yeah, so three things from the things that I would like to share is there's a lot of positivity in the business ecosystem. I think as startups we have the responsibility of keeping that light ahead and push towards more and more strategic value creation for consumers, for employees, and other stakeholders in the business. So that's something which is very important. Second, this also kind of has weeded out the pandemic or the tough issues, has weeded out the also ran categories and people who have two kind of companies have survived it: people who had strong foundation and people who are agile to adapt with the situation. So these are the two kind of companies that have actually survived this, and anybody who was just there for the sake of being there or just trying to copy others or just trying to emulate others have kind of gotten washed out, or at least having tough time to survive this situation. It all the more puts the whole fundamentals back in the business ecosystem, saying you have to deliver on a very clear-cut, differentiated value proposition to your customer that kind of resonates with the customer. At the same time, you need to build it in a much more strong and a rigorous manner. So that's something which is very, very critical. The second thing is, the whole idea is to how do we adapt, and at the same time to a very being from a retail background, coming from strategy, it's all how do we be accessible, or how do we be present in omni-channel, any product for that matter, any services for that matter, how do we make ourselves more and more accessible to our customers, because they are not going to come to us, we have to go to them. So all brands have to reinvent their consumer connect strategy and enable them to kind of be more accessible, not only more accessible, but also accessible with the kind of human connect that people are craving for, because all of us are sitting in a digital environment and we are trying to connect via digital platforms, but at the same time there is a fundamental need to connect at a human level, and brands and entrepreneurs and businesses can actually use this opportunity to make that connect with the consumer at a human level. And the third thing is, how do we translate the offline experience to an online world with a much more mm, focus on customers and experiences, because at the end of the day, those are the two things that matters in the customer service and the customer experience. And people had the luxury of interacting and smiling with my biggest challenge today from a retail perspective is to make a customer know that my sales staff is smiling when they are wearing the mask on, right? It is a huge opportunity for them, for us to reinvent and see how we can smile without showing our smile exactly, right? So those are the kind, and how do we translate this on offline experiences to an online experience with the same amount of impact and empathy, and able to relate to the consumer to continue spread and grow in terms of the business opportunities, right? So yeah, those are the three things that are learnings that I wanted to share. Focus on agility and adaptability as a business. Second is strive for the human connect. I think end of the day, it is a very fundamental need for all of us, and brands that have that human connect will grow faster, connect faster. Third, it is about reinventing yourself to translate your offline experiences to online experiences. And of course, one last thing is also about the whole purpose of the brand itself or the business itself. I think more and more consumers will start looking at what you really stand for. Is that something that really, as a brand, what are the values that you stand for? What is your purpose? And people are becoming more and more aware of that, and brands with certain positive purpose will always now stand to gain more in the consumer mind.
Thank
Great.
you. Thank you so much. When you were talking about we need to reinvent customer acquisition and as well as experience, what actually stood out was, when you mentioned empathy and giving an experience which is offline, making it online. I think is a challenge that a lot of people need to think about and see how we can actually do that. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you at Open Mic. And all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Sriram,
much.
over to you now.
Thank you so much, Ekta. Thank you, Mr. Paneerselvam, for those wonderful insights. We now get back to our open mic forum where beautiful stories, amazing startup journeys being shared right about now. We now have another amazing company, Animate Pet App. To tell us all about it, we have with us Anirudh Srivastava. Animate is a pet care marketplace application that has been developed with the sole intention to create a healthy ecosystem of coexistence between humans and animals. Let's find out more. Over to Anirudh.
Thank you so much, Sriram. Very good evening to everyone present here. My name is Anirudh Srivastav, and I am the co-founder of Animate, a pet care marketplace application. I'd like to begin by thanking the Thai Global Summit for providing me with this platform wherein I can come and tell you all about my startup. So to begin with, what is Animate all about? I'd like to make a few pointers, and I would want all of you to think about them when I say them out loud. Have you ever seen a puppy and you've rushed towards it with all the love that you've got? Or maybe you've seen an animal on the road and you've tried taking care of it with the sheer intent of pure care in your heart, and provided it with food or shelter. Or maybe you've come back home after a long day or after some days and seen your pet rush towards you with all the love that it has to offer to you. So the bottom line is, whenever we take care of animals, we kind of grow our emotional quotient, which I feel is really essential when it comes to pushing the human race forward. And this strong emotion that is connected with animal care is what we're bringing into the palm of your hands through your smartphone. That's right, Animate is a pet care application designed for pet parents and animal lovers. So as Sriram told you all, that my purpose and my team's purpose of creating this application is that we want to create a healthier and a happy ecosystem of coexistence between humans and animals. So why do I want to do that? I'll quickly tell you a small incident that happened and why it led me to believe that this can be done. So I was discussing this idea with my grandmother. I was telling her that I am coming up with this startup idea wherein I want to take care of pets. And this is a very niche segment that I'm targeting. And it won't have a lot of audience, but a dedicated audience. So she was very excited about the whole idea, but she looked a little perplexed. She asked me, Anirudh, why is it that you think that pet care or animal care is something that everybody won't do? So I got a little surprised and I asked her, why do you not think so? So she told me about 30 to 40 years ago, she used to still live in her village, and over there, everybody would take care of animals irrespective of their financial status. All that mattered was a big heart, and animal care was a part of our culture, was a part of our life. This is what was an eye-opening moment for me and my team when I told them this story, that Animate is not only for people in the metro cities. Animate is something that has the ability to penetrate in the villages as well. So I'm very happy to share with all of you that we have been able to touch the lives of pet parents and animal lovers to all parts of the country. We started with our services in Delhi and NCR, but luckily we've been able to go across the country with most of our services, and we're regularly adding more and more services. We want to be the go-to app for people when they are looking out to take care of animals, whether it is a stray animal or a pet. So we've got grooming, veterinaries, food, toys. We've connected with animal care groups. We want to be a holistic development platform for animal care. And I would like all of you to be a part of our journey. Even if you are a person who just likes to take care of animals or would like to know about animals, we would be very happy to talk to you and discuss how we can help you do that. And yeah, that's about it. And I would like to conclude by saying we are all animates. The name is An Animal's Made, and we would like you all to be an animate too. Thank you so much. My name is Anirudh.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. And it's such a beautiful app. It's such a beautiful platform that you've created. And of course, for the furry four-legged friends, make sure you connect with Anirudh as well. I request all our speakers to leave your profile in the open mic desk so everyone can connect with you. This is the Open Mic Forum. We continue with our next startup story. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Raman Das. Raman Das is going to be talking to us about Doc to Doors. What exactly is Doc to Doors? It's a platform for people to find and book appointments with the best hospitals or clinics from the comfort and safety of your home. You don't really have to spend time in the lobby booking an appointment the next time you need to visit a doctor. Let's find out more. Let's actually hand it over to Raman Das.
Thank you, Mr. Sriram, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening. A very warm greetings to all the members who are present here. I would like to thank TI Global Summit and Open My Global for giving me the opportunity to present a startup here in the midst of this exuberant ambience of this virtual presentation. My name is Raman Das. I'm the founder and CEO of Doctor's Technologies Private Limited. The startup is built to solve the problems which I personally faced as a kid. So my family and I moved to many states. Every city was different, people were different, the food was different, but one thing that stayed common was a huge crowd in the lobbies of hospitals and clinics. So every time we visited a clinic, we had to spend hours waiting in the for the consultation with doctors. I saw people sitting, shielding the kids, people coughing in the lobby, and other such actions which they really can't help with. So this pandemic has taught us one great lesson, that is how diseases spread by being in close vicinity to the affected people. That's when an idea struck to me, which will help people to book appointments from home, and Dr. Rose was born. So Doctor is a platform which helps people not only find but also book direct appointments with the best hospitals and clinics in their locality. People moving to new cities can easily look up for the hospitals or clinics around their residence and view the complete profile and background of the hospital they want to visit. We have multiple specialists listed on our website, be it dental, orthopedics, physiotherapists, ENT specialists, etc. You can check the specialist, view the list of the clinics, and book your appointment within few minutes. No need of getting into long queues for a token number or spend hours waiting in the lobby. You can have your appointment booked from the comfort and safety of your home and check in 15-20 minutes prior to your scheduled time. We have personalized profiles built for our users to view their past appointments, their upcoming appointments, or view their favorite hospitals or clinics. With real-time SMS facilities, they are kept up to date with the consultation. Similarly, we have personalized profiles for the hospitals and clinics. Doctors can view the list of patients, their medical concern, and also reschedule their appointments. We help hospitals and clinics to effectively manage their traffic in the clinics and also provide a structured framework for them to take care of their consultations. With our future plans, we are sure to provide a very smooth and hassle-free system for our people to access quality healthcare services right from their home. Currently, we are operational in Surat and Mumbai. We will soon expand our services to different cities as well. Thank you, and I will conclude it. And I appreciate TIE Global Summit 2020 for giving me the opportunity to present our startup. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raman, and we wish you the very best. That was a very nice presentation. Thank you once again, and all the best with Doc to Doors, bringing doctors straight to your doorstep. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Raj from Inside Craft, who's going to be taking over in just a few minutes. How about and this time it truly has become a global event of sorts. This is TIE Global Summit 2020. We're in the open mic section of things, ladies and gentlemen, and this is where some great stories about individual entrepreneurs and team of co-founders coming in, sharing their stories with their entrepreneurial journeys, are being set out right here. On this very stage right now, we have someone with over 16 years of experience in the industry. He was an employee turned a sales leader to now an entrepreneur, specializes in B2B, and here to talk to us about AI-based sustainability with this company, Inside Craft. Let me hand it over to Raj Barua. Over to you, Raj.
Thank you so much. And I just wish you didn't say 16 years because it's kind of related. People know how old I am. So yeah, so great and kicked to be on the TIE Global Summit. A bit of a background about me. I spent some time in the trenches working for different B2B companies, starting with enterprises like Adobe. I was a regional manager. Then I moved on to head a couple of B2B product companies here in India. One of them is one of the success stories, bootstrap success stories, Wingify, the product being VWO. Then I moved on as a global vice president for a company where I had to set up business in 7 different countries. During this time, I got a taste of the local nuances and the nuance of how you set up business from scratch and have a very agile as well as a very scrappy sales environment, which can scale very fast. So that was the whole background behind InsideCraft. At InsideCraft, we are a B2B sales as a service company. Our ICP are B2B product companies who have a technology product that has an average order value, a minimum order value of at least $15,000 to $20,000. Right. Right now, we are specialized in 3 different verticals on the product side. The first being sustainability. On the sustainability side, we work with a multi-patented AI-based platform, our very own Indian platform, which sells globally. And we represent them as their inside sales partner in Southeast Asia, UK, as well as in Europe. Then, of course, we have other products in our portfolio. We handle 3D virtual events platform. And again, most of them are Indian companies, and I'm really proud to represent them. And we kind of take care of the entire cycle from defining their ideal customer profile, defining what kind of personas will be relevant for these products, creating their positioning pitch, and most importantly, executing it. Right? So the whole idea behind this is companies which are at a growth stage, they are more focused on their product roadmap, focus on their culture and long-term strategy rather than operations. So me and my team, we help these founders take their time away from daily operations by taking up the entire sales operations functions. And when I say taking up the entire sales operation function, we function as an extension of their team. So it's not just, we go ahead and get a customer for them. They get to know everything from, what was discussed during the call, what are competitors talking about them, what is the market talking about them, right? And that gives them a immense kick, because now they can just sit back and relax and, watch a shared dashboard while they can focus on their strategy and their product roadmap. So yeah, so that's the long story short about us. You can visit us on insightcraft.io, and I'll be happy to kind of connect with anyone who cares to connect with me on LinkedIn. I can share my link here in case this is accessible to anyone. And I can park the rest of the time to take any questions, if any, from you.
So Raj, there's a networking. So we actually have an event desk, and it's an app where attendees can register. If you tag yourself off as an open mic speaker, people could reach out to you because it's easier to identify you.
Sure.
And you could also then network with other people who you might think have synergies with you as well.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
But it was very nice when I heard you say that you let the startups and companies do the strategizing and think about the business, and they leave the rest of figuring out market information about them to you. All the very best on your journey, and thank you so much.